Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be doing a look inspired by the new Morphe 25L palette, which is this one right here. This is called the Live in Color Artistry palette. It is part of their Pride collection set. They have a palette and then they also have a brush set. But today I'll be focusing on the palette. I am on a no buy, as you guys know, which means that I'm not going to be buying any makeup. And I was looking at this palette and I figured that since I can't buy this palette and since I already have so many alternatives in my collection, why not do a tutorial inspired by this palette and show you guys some color dupes, in my opinion, for this particular palette right here. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Okay guys, so this is the palette right here. This is the Morphe 25L palette. It is called the Live in Color Artistry palette and it's going to be $20. They have a Live in Color 7-piece eye brush set, which is also sold in the collection, which is going to be $28. And if you guys have not watched my Will I Buy It video for this past week, you may not know this, but 100% of the net proceeds from this collaboration or from this collection will be going to the Trevor Project, which is a non-profit organization. And I'm reading this from Trend Mood, but they specialize in prevention and crisis intervention services for LGBTQ plus youth. So this is, in my mind, a wonderful collection, but I am looking at this from the perspective of somebody that's not necessarily going to buy this collection, and I was thinking inside my head, what are some palettes and what are some products that I can use that remind me of this collection in my own collections, in my own makeup collection. Sorry, I can't speak. I haven't had enough coffee yet. No worries though. I have some coffee. We're going to be drinking this. So anyway, I was thinking about this and I actually did notice that a lot of the colors look very similar to the Morphe and James Charles Pressed Pigments palette. Now, I don't know if this 25L palette, if it's a pressed pigment palette or not. I feel like it might be. I feel like some shades might be pressed pigments. That's just my theory, but the James Charles and Morphe collaboration is very similar to this palette. A lot of the colors are, I would say, dupes for each other from what I can tell. Of course, I can't say that 100% because I haven't actually touched the palette, but I'm just going to be basing this video off of what I can see on the internet as of now. Also, the Color Drain Vivid Pigments palette is phenomenal. This is, I would say, also can be classified as a dupe for the 25L palette. And then last but not least, I figured that there were some colors in this palette that looked very similar to colors from the Pinky Rose Bright Lights palette. I'm going to be dipping into this brush right here. This is like a very small detailed brush. I would like, I think, to do like a brow bone highlight. I think I'll just use this color right here, but this will be going in my brow bone as a highlight. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a stiffer crease brush and I would love to dip into, I think, this pink color right here, which is quite similar to one of the colors in the 25L palette. And I want to add this color into my outer corner. I just remembered I completely forgot to do a base. So I'm going to go ahead and do that super quickly. Gonna go back in with this color. And yes, I am going to be applying this into my outer crease. I think I'm going to be applying this into my outer V actually. I mean, I'm going to be applying this into my outer corner, but I also want to be pushing the color very lightly into my crease as well. I'm going to put on another layer. For a lid color, I think I want to dip in with my fingers and pick up this shade. And this is going to be stamped right into the middle portion of my eyelid. Now I'm going to take this brush with a little bit of the pink left on it. I'm actually going to put on some more. And I'm just going to diffuse the edges of that pink with the blue shimmer that we just applied. I think I'm going to dip into this beautiful like orangey tangerine color and I want to apply this into my inner corner. And it's looking a little bit too light for what I want, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix it in with a little bit of this shade, just a little, because there's this like really beautiful vivid orange in the palette that I want to create with these colors. And I feel like this is looking a little bit more like the palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and diffuse those edges a bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. I'm going to clean off my brush a little bit, and I think I want to dip in to this beautiful like tomato red color. And this is going to go right between the blue and the orange that we applied. I think I'm really going to actually use my fingers with this. Okay, yeah, I actually like that a lot better. This is turning into a little bit of a weirder look, however, I'm into it. I'm now going to do my foundation because I'm going to be doing my under eyes, but I first want to apply just a little bit of foundation to the places on my face where I feel like I need it most. Such as this spot. I'm basically just, honestly, spot concealing. And I'm also applying some around my nose and my chin as well. I'm not like too concerned about covering things up as I am with actually making sure everything's a little bit more evened out, if that makes any sense. And there's like literally nothing left, but even so, I'm just going to take the remnants of the color and use it to help blend the product that I just applied out. This color is quite similar to one of the purple shades in the palette, and I'll just be applying this into my outer crease. Not my outer crease, outer lower lash line. And I'm also going to be extending the color out to create like a very light baby wing. I feel like I really want to intensify this particular purple, so I'm going to dip it into this purple shade from the Pinky Rose palette and just apply some on top. Because I feel like this, what we're getting right now, is a lot more true to color. And then I'm going to take a semi-clean brush and blend out those edges a little bit more. I'm also going to be taking a little bit more of this color and using this to intensify the pink that's already on my eyelid. And might as well apply a little bit into my lower lash line to sort of mesh it in with the purple. I'm going to take still more of this purple color and I'm going to use it to intensify the purple on my lower lash line. I know I'm kind of going back and forth a lot in this look, but I really want these colors to be super intense. For this portion of my lower lash line, I want to go in with a yellow, and this one from the Colored Raine palette, the Vivid Pigments palette, is one of my favorite yellows, if not my most favorite yellow of the moment, and I'm just going to apply this to that area with a flat brush. I'm taking this purple shadow that I was using earlier. I'm just going to use it to help blend things out. The trouble is I feel like, for some reason, the lines on my under eye are becoming quite visible. I think it's because of the yellow shadow. So tell you what, I'm just going to keep going and see if it is a little less obvious by the end of this application. There's a little bit of fallout on my nose, so I'm just going to fluff that away with the fan brush. I wasn't initially going to do like a color in my inner corner like as a highlight. I mean, I felt like the red would be enough, but I feel like right now I want to like add something extra, so I'm just going to be using this shadow from Colourpop. It is in the shade Cheap Date. I think it's pretty similar to one of the colors in the palette, so I'm just going to apply this into my inner corner. It's not a dupe for anything in the palette, I don't think, but it is quite similar, and I feel like it would work with this look, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply it. I'm I'm running a little bit low on time, so I'm gonna do the rest of my face really quickly and I'll be right back. I think that I'll be putting like all products and everything in the description box down below if you guys are interested in what I'm using, so everything will be down there for reference. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this video. I figured that I wanted to pair this eye look with a red lip because there was like a hint of red that we applied earlier and I felt like it would tie in together quite nicely, and turns out it looks quite good. So let me know what you think of this look. Let me know what you think of the palette. I mean, like I said before, I think that this is a wonderful cause, a wonderful palette, but I personally am not going to be getting it, and I was looking at my collection and I could find a few dupes, a few alternatives, and I figured I might share those with you and I might show you how to create a nice colorful makeup look as well. So let me know what you think of the look and of the palette. Leave your thoughts down below and I'll get back to you. But thank you so much for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.